My name's Tapainga. I do tarot. I want to give you a general reading. Please only take this if it resonates. It's on TikTok. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles. Below that, the Five of Cups. Below that, the Ace of Cups. The Two of Cups. The Four of Pentacles. The Nine of Wands, and then the Strength card. Ace. It's crazy. I'm just kind of pulling cards. Ace of Wands, the Chariot card, and the Justice card. There's this sense of feeling left out and alone, revolving around a connection, a love sort of sense, a romantic connection, and the sense of holding strength, being patient, not giving up hope. Like there has been hurt, there has been pain in the past, and kind of holding on to that pain. There's a sense of not being able to let it go. But with the Ace of Wands here and the Nine of Wands and the Strength card, this is a sense of finding new passionate beginnings. Finding that spark again. Again, holding that strength. And then we can go over here to the Justice card and the Chariot card. And the Chariot card talks about moving on. Moving on to calmer waters, moving on to progress. I said moving on to calmer waters, which is the Six of Swords card. So I'll be interested to see if that comes out later on. But this is the sense of moving forward, progress. And it's the Yes card of the deck. The Justice card is karmic balance. Things balancing back out. Feeling more in a balanced state. It also could talk about like interesting like legal matters is what I'm getting. I don't know if that has, or like paperwork or anything like that. But then we have the Page of Swords and then the Knight of Swords too. And this could talk about like quick communication coming out, quick action being taken. For that karmic balance, that Justice card coming out in the upright. And then we have the Knight of Cups. This can be seen as like some sort of emotional offer coming in. Again, like a conversation being had. Coming in pretty quickly with the Knight of Swords. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which can represent like an apology. I've seen the Seven of Cups, which can talk about like illusions and fears. Yeah. The Five of Wands with the Tower card. This can talk about like internal struggles and can also talk about learning through the struggles. And when the Tower comes out, it's when major change is necessary. It feels like the world's crumbling down, but the Tower is meant to crumble so that it can be rebuilt and restructured. And on this Five of Wands card, it's not swords. They're not fighting with swords. I just saw 303 on the timer. They're not fighting with swords. They're training. They're learning. It can talk about conflict though. Yeah, and it could be like internal mind. We have the Eight of Swords here. This can talk about fears, self-limiting beliefs, anxieties, being trapped by the mind. Being under the belief that you are trapped, when in all reality, it's the mind. Fears, insecurities. Page of Wands in the reverse. The World card at the bottom of the deck. Finding some sort of stability, closing this out. Again, that moving on sense. Finding that justice. And I don't know how that's going to resonate. I'm just a tarot reader on TikTok. You know your story. I don't. So again, take it if it resonates. Page of Wands, it's like this sense of like no movement. Like a false start almost. But we have the World card at the bottom of the deck. This talks about completions and closures. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. And this is very much a very stable, secure energy. Building stability. Finding stability within yourself. Yeah. You are moving on internally. It's like letting go internally. The Hermit card talks about inner wisdom and inner guidance. And the Six of Swords, which is, I said earlier, I won't be surprised if that comes out. I'll find that very interesting. And it came out. 444 on the timer. This is moving on to peace, moving on to serenity, leaving the harsher times behind. I'm getting that more balanced energy. And with that coming out in the Hermit, it feels like internally letting go. The Judgment card. This is divine protection, divine guidance, divine intervention. Kind of giving up to your guides. God, source, universe, whomever it is that you resonate with. This can also be like an awakening, having like an epiphany. A call to judgment. Anything else? Thank you. Things are changing. Things are moving forward. And we've been holding on to this hurt and pain, and it's finally releasing that and letting that go to move on towards that more balanced, stable, secure energy. The Ten of Pentacles represents like whatever success is to you. This can talk about like generational things. So it could have been like generational cycles that you were processing through as well. It can also talk about abundance, prosperity, happy family, like all-encompassing success and stability. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. This is fate and destiny. It can feel like a very fated time period, but it also represents good luck and good fortune. Things going in your favor, the wheel turning in your favor. Anything else? The High Priestess. Trusting your intuition, trusting your guidance, being spiritually connected. This can also kind of be seen as like a reserved type of energy, like mysterious almost. But again, very much being in tune with the divine. Yeah, blessings are coming in whatever form they're coming. Eight of Wands is fast change and fast communication. That could be brought on by this conversation we were talking about earlier. But we have the Hierophant here. And this talks about traditional things, blessings. It can talk about being blessed. Long-standing things as well. Long-term commitment. It's one of the marriage cards. Three of Cups behind that. Celebrations, reunions, friends, family. King of Cups. The Lover's card. And King of Cups is like this deep, caring, nurturing, like being emotionally grounded as well, being emotionally stable, emotional maturity, gaining that sense of emotional maturity. And then we have the Lover's card, which can talk about divine counterparts. I don't love putting the label twin flames, and that's been coming up a lot, so that may resonate. There's a lot that goes into that, and that can be very sticky and toxic, kind of thrown out and about. So be very careful with that and using labels. But this definitely does feel like a divine counterpart situation with the Lover's card coming out, and like that reuniting sense as well, or coming together. And I don't even know if it's like a reuniting. I don't know if like this is dealing with like past or like continuation. It feels like a continuation of things. And then we have the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, contentment, and happiness, like focusing in on the cups that are being filled. Being filled. And then the Sun card behind that. Happiness, harmony, bliss, healing, warmth, things being brought to light. And the Temperance card behind that. This is trusting in divine timing. And know that everything is working for you, not against you, not to you. Happening for you. It's also the card of patience. And knowing that we can't put a cake in the oven and expect it to be halfway done, like halfway through. It's not going to be edible. But waiting that full time. Trusting that you are being guided and that you are being protected. Yeah, and then putting back into yourself, leaving anything that is no longer serving you behind. The Eight of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles talks about independence, self-care, self-nourishment, giving back to yourself, self-investment. The Magician here. This is manifesting. I'm about to run out of time, but this is manifesting. You are the manifester of your life. What you focus on will grow. The Ace of Swords. Truth, clarity, honesty, action. The Empress. Gender aside, female, male, non-binary. This is sitting on your throne, knowing your worth, and then also talks about abundance and prosperity, knowing that you are abundant within yourself, and therefore you attract abundance. And the Wheel of Fortune coming out again. Things are turning in your favor. You are working towards that. I think that is all that I have for you today. I really hope that resonated. If it did, please interact with these buttons. If it didn't, leave it for someone else. If you'd like to book a personal reading, please check out my website, tapaingadoestarot.com. Please be aware of scammers. I'm never going to reach out to you and ask you for money. Scammers do that, not me. Please check me out on the gram and the tube now. I'm over there as well. Yeah, you've got this. You're making progress forward. You're releasing a lot of things, and it is moving you into a state of abundance and prosperity in all aspects.